Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and welcome back to another episode of Chem Strike Saturday. Chem Strike Saturday, if you guys aren't aware, maybe this is your first time ever watching the series, is a weekly series here on my channel, posted to every Saturday for basically subscribers send me in Chem Strikes. And I break down the Chem Strike, post up here in my channel, talk about it, and of course link their channels at the end of the video, as well as in the video description, to help them grow on YouTube as well. Just a great series. I really like it. This one's pretty good. I like it a lot. So what we've got going on here is we're playing a bit of domination on the map Stormfront using the AK12. Now, this was sent in by a guy named EID Ferd. Alright, and Ferd, I believe, has been on one other episode of Chem Strike Saturday before. It might have been roughly a month ago, and it was a very well put together, very well rounded, just a very well received, actually, even on YouTube, Chem Strike on the map Sovereign, where basically he was like, alright, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to go back and forth between these two different spots, and that's how I'm going to end up doing well. That was a fantastic Chem Strike. A lot of people liked it. I mean, it was a great spot in which he was in. I didn't even know about it. I had no idea that area was even there and how that basically worked. It was just a fantastic Chem Strike that really helped out a lot of people. But we've got ourselves kind of a similar Chem Strike by the same guy, like I said, here on the map Stormfront. Now, it's not as cut and dry easy as the one on Sovereign, but it's relatively easy to manage. So when you're playing on the map Stormfront, this is one of the harder maps in the game for me to master anyway. Something about the way the map looks. It's all rainy and green, and don't like the way it looks, don't like the way it plays. It's just not one of my favorite maps at all in this game. But during my time on Call of Duty Ghosts, I have found a couple strategies, and you'll be seeing it used throughout this video. One, you don't want the enemy team anywhere near the A flag. You don't want them anywhere near the A flag, and you don't want them anywhere near the B flag, because there's that giant building directly behind there, right? You don't want the enemy team there. If they're there, it's kind of hard to kill them all because they can come from so many different areas. Where you want the enemy team to be on this map when you're playing domination is at the C flag. And you're going to be seeing throughout the video that what our guy Ferd here is doing is he's taking over the building of C. There's basically two main spawn points for the enemy team when they have only the C flag. One is directly behind the C flag, which you'll be seeing a bunch of people coming from there. And two is inside this building that he's in, but at the very end of it, like at the very bottom of the street. And then, of course, after they spawn, they don't just stand where they spawn, so they run around, do whatever. So you'll find a lot of people throughout the giant building that he was in, and that's where he gets most of his kills for his Chem Strike. He takes over this building. It reminds me a lot of Free-For-All. How many of you guys have played Free-For-All, or maybe even watched videos of Free-For-All in any Call of Duty game? Any commentator, anyone that posts up like a good Free-For-All gameplay will say, you know, you don't just run around in Free-For-All. You don't just run around all willy-nilly. The best way to play is to kind of take over an area and kill anyone that comes within that area. And the same can kind of be said for domination. It's not as cut and dry, like I said, as Free-For-All, right? Because the spawns change. They definitely change pretty often when you're playing domination. But the same thing kind of reigns true because the enemy team has a C flag. They have this giant building on their half of the map. Go through all throughout this entire giant building and kill anyone that you see. That's kind of what he does throughout the video, and it ends up working out pretty well for him. From now on, when I play on Stormfront, here we go. That's kind of what I'm going to want to do. But right now, his teammates have kind of just shit the bed. I mean, look at what's going on here. So he gets that kill right there. That's fantastic. But B is being fought for right now. His team captures the C flag, and the A flag has nobody on it right now. What in the world is happening right now? Like, everything was going so smooth, but then out of nowhere, everything just kind of craps out, which is not very good for him because our guy Ferd here, that was a very good kill on B. Our guy Ferd here, just, what's he supposed to do right now? All of a sudden, they have all three flags, and they're already winning 175 to 118. All right, now it's 178 to 118. All right, his team is rapidly approaching the win. Very clear blowout victory, by the way. But his team's rapidly approaching the win. He's relatively close to his Chem Strike. Very close to his Chem Strike. And the enemy team now has the A flag. So he has to cross this giant map, which you guys, if you've played this map, know there are so many different places for you to get shot if you're trying to cross this street and you're trying to just, you know, transverse across the map. He ends up having to cross the map, go into the building where just anyone can be anywhere in this building, but this guy shoots his sniper rifle, I believe, on the A flag, turns a corner, picks him off, gets himself the Chem Strike as the gameplay was kind of wrapping up, and that was just fantastic. I think it was a very well put together all around Chem Strike. It's not the easiest strategy, but I think it definitely can be said and maybe make you play a little bit better when you're playing on the map Stormfront, is that you want the enemy team at the C flag, and you really need to take over the building. Another tip I can give you guys that he was doing throughout this video, It's very clear if you have the game audio turned up very loud, which I do, but then I turn it down when I edit my videos, is that he has the perks Dead Silence as well as Amplify on, and having those just makes things fantastically easy. I mean, he's running throughout that building, and since Call of Duty Ghosts has really no UAV, the fact he could hear all these people using Dead Silence as well as Amplify definitely helped him out. It was fantastic. Very good chem strike by you, Mr. EID Ferd. Get a nice little clap right there. It's actually your second time, I believe, on Chem Strike Saturday, which is just a fantastic thing. Final score of 49 kills and 3 deaths. Very good gameplay. Very good gameplay by you, Mr. Ferd. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Chem Strike Saturday. If you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. If you guys would like to send in your guys' Chem Strikes for next week's episode of Chem Strike Saturday, everything you guys need to see is on your screen right now. Upload to YouTube as unlisted, no commentary, no color correction. Just follow everything you see on your screen right there. You can't really go wrong. It's really idiot-proof. Go ahead and do all that. If you guys like to check out Ferd, he posts only Call of Duty Ghost, and his videos are usually helpful tips, amazing gameplays, or both. So go ahead and check him out. There's a little clickable annotation on your screen. You just click the text on your screen, or you guys can go down into the video description and check his channel out from there. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Chem Strike Saturday. If you did, please be sure to leave a rating. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.